got out of your base against Washington State and went with that 6 defensive back look. Just how do you feel you performed with that?
It went okay. For putting it in for the bye week for Kobe. He didn't have the extra bye week to practice because of the hand, but he had the 3 days for doing that. I think the results, kind of spoke for themselves. I think we held them to less than their points average, less than their total offense average, and then we won the game. So, and we got our hands on a lot of balls. And the best thing about the game plan was, I think, we did enough to stop the run game, even though it looked unorthodox. We did a lot to stop the run game, and then guys made a lot of plays in open field. Which that offense makes you make plays in the open field, make open field tackles, and I thought for the most part those guys did a nice job.
Even with the hand, Dan Gonzalez said Kobe Williams had virtually a flawless performance.
Yep.
What was kind of your evaluation of him?
I think that's true. He really balled out, and you got to go back on film and watch him for never having played the Ranger position and having 3 days of practice, and him going in there and executing against an offense that technically threw the ball. I think they threw the ball 71 times and then took some away for the penalties, but 71 passes, and he didn't blow one assignment. He was in the right areas. He made plays on the ball. He open field tackled. That's exactly what we expect of Kobe. He works hard. He's super smart. He puts himself in position, and he balled out.
Jack had a big statistical game, just has that 6 guy in there, but he also thought that he left some plays on the field. What did you make of this?
Yeah, he left a lot of plays out there, and again, that's him coming along. Remember, he showed up, and we're already in the fall camp getting ready to play a game. So he didn't get the off-season work, strength and speed, but most importantly, the knowledge of how we do things. But for him going in there and playing like he played and playing over 55 snaps, again, he let some plays get away from him, and all the plays he did was strictly technique and fundamental stuff, and you see why he was a 5-star guy. He's very aggressive. He doesn't hold back, and he wants to be the guy to make the play, and it showed. He made a lot of plays for us.
What do you think the biggest parts of his development just since he joined the team in August? Just
fundamentals and consistency. At this level, when you play these quarterbacks, a quarterback like Gordon at Washington State, we're going to play in SC always has really good quarterbacks. The Utah. Both those guys, Shelley and Huntley, are going to be good. Then you get the Oregon's quarterback. If you're not fundamentally sound, you're not consistent, you're gonna give up plays. You're gonna give up routine plays, and I think that's the biggest thing with Jack is he's getting himself in position to make those plays, but now it's gonna come down to how fundamentally sound is he, because he can, man. He's fun to watch on game day in terms of being out there and making plays, but again, he's going to give up plays if he doesn't have his stuff together.
Did he kind of have to do some things to prove himself to you as a coaching staff and when coming along and with what happened in the past with him?
Yeah, just being consistent. Coach Edwards laid down the law. Otherwise, he wouldn't even been admitted in school if he didn't do his part. And he did enough to show up here, and it was a great job by everybody getting him here and kind of laying down the law and making sure he understood. And to his credit, he's done what he's needed to do. He's performed well, and again, but it's about the development. Continuing to give him the resources he needs, continuing to help him out so that way he's not only playing well, helping the team win, but also doing things off the field he needs to do.
Ashari said that he's still about 75% or a little less with his ankle. Is that affecting his play in any way? Is he still?
It always affects your play, but at this point in time, halfway through the season, every football player is going to have something wrong with them. An elbow, a knee, an ankle, a neck, or something like that. So he's playing fine. Again, it's just coming down and honing down to fundamentals, and that's why Coach Edwards puts a big emphasis on it. That's why he's coaching the guys for those 15 minutes is he's making sure they understand that the only way to play good, consistent football is to be sound fundamentally.
And Coach Herm said on Monday that last year's game against Utah he thought might have been the best game collectively as a team last season. You guys were able to pick off Huntley twice and then take it from there. What was that game like, and do you share that same view?
Well, that game was that game. It was at home. You had two teams going after each other, and it kind of just broke off that way. Every team is different. Every year is different. And those guys are rolling over there. And they're doing a lot of the same stuff, but also you can see Andy Ludwig's touch on the offense. He is a really good offensive coordinator. I've been around him from our time at San Diego State, and everywhere you see his offenses, they're physical, and he protects the quarterback, and they run the ball well, and they play action you, and they throw it over the top of you. So Again, got a lot of respect for Coach Ludwig, got a lot of respect for that Utah offense, and again, it's just going to come down to us executing and being physical.
Is it like the motions that they do or what they do with muscles?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, and each personnel grouping has its own personality. You know, when they want to pound you, they're going to go 13, they're going to go 12. You know, when they want to trick you, they'll put, number 8 out there and start moving them and motioning them around and, getting your eyes on one thing and throwing it the other way. You know what I mean? And it's really neat to watch. It's really cool to see them do those things on film. It's going to be cool to try to come up with a game plan to defend it.
Shari's compared Huntley to Lamar Jackson with what he's able to do.
Yep.
What goes into stopping him?
Again, it comes down to everybody doing their job. And that sounds simple, but when you got 11 guys and they are all going different directions and they're all looking at different things, it comes down to something as simple as that. Everybody has to do their job. So if you're responsible to tackle that big the All-American running back, you better tackle the running back. If you're responsible for that quarterback, you better be responsible for the quarterback. If you better be deep, you better be deep, because again, Coach Ludwig, he'll exploit you in that offense. Veteran quarterback, great running back, big old physical line. They use their tight ends awesome. You know what I mean? You better become ready.
Yeah. When Art Shari also said that Jordan Clark might be back for the USC week, is that sort of his timetable, or what's that looking like?
Again, if they say he's up, then he's up. He's a mature young man. He knows what to do. And before he was injured, he got into games in regular game time. So I don't mind. I don't have any hesitation in throwing Jordan Clark out there. He's earned my trust. So it's just a matter of him getting healthy and him feeling like he's ready to go and contribute.